Hey y'all. I'm actually in the middle of formulating a tea for myself at work today. Towards the end of my workday, I kind of started feeling a little something in my throat, which lets me know that I'm probably about to start coming down with something. So I was like, you know what? Let me get home and whip something up. I don't have much left, but here I'm gonna do some ginger. And so ginger is really good for like relieving nausea, vomiting, motion sickness. It's also an anti-inflammatory, a pain reducer, and it also increases blood circulation, obviously, because it is a warming herb. So it's more on the dry, and it's also on the drier side. But as a warming herb, that means that pretty much it like you'll probably run hot drinking. So I'm not gonna use a lot of it because I'm making a small batch just for myself, just for over the next couple days for me to have. But I'm gonna do ginger nettle, obviously, because I need a nourishing herb. But the nettle is gonna help with everything pretty much. It's a nutrient dense herb, so vitamins, minerals, things like that. But it's really good for blood, joints, bones. It has high iron content, which is going to be helpful for low iron girlies. It helps lower the blood pressure, anti-inflammatory, and it's really good for allergies. I hope y'all can hear me because I don't have the jack to my mic, so I can't use my mic right now. So my next herb I'm gonna do is peppermint, and I'm opting for peppermint because clearly whatever this is respiratory. Because like I said, I feel it in my throat. So the peppermint is gonna really help with my respiratory system, but it's also really good for the nervous system, stomach, colon, headaches, colds, fevers, gas, all of that. But I really want it for, pretty much for my throat. It's going to help with soothing it. It's also a cooling and drying herb. Nettle is cool, dry, and salty. So the cooling is going to help with the dryness and the warmness of the ginger. So my last is going to be echinacea. Echinacea is a blood purifier. It's also an antiviral. It's really good for the production of white blood cells. And then it also helps with strengthening and clearing the lymph nodes, but it also prevents the spread of infection. It helps with forming antibodies too. So we're only going to use a little bit of that because I don't need a whole lot, but that's also cooling and drying. So if you notice, I opted for my main herb to be ginger. And that one's going to be the drying and warming herb. But it's going to also help knock out whatever this is that I have going on. Now, the reason I did not opt for anything respiratory that treats the respiratory, which I probably would have opted for like mullein, is because today is only day one and the symptoms have not really shown themselves a whole lot. I just know that I feel it, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I'm going to be on the drier side of whatever this is, like to the point where I need something a little like mullein, which is going to be a little bit more, how can I put it? I mean, the correct term I would use would be moist, like wet, more of a wet herb, like a moistening herb, or if I need a drier herb to help dry me out. So it's kind of like whenever they ask you if you have a wet cough or a dry cough, kind of like that, they're asking about like to find out how much mucus you actually have that's building up and if they need to give you something more moistening or give you something more drying. Because I don't know those symptoms yet, I'm not treating those symptoms. I just know that I clearly came into contact with someone or something that's pretty much attacking my immune system right now. So I need to ensure that I am helping my body fight off whatever it's trying to fight off right now. What I also already have pre-made in the refrigerator is going to be elderberry syrup. I actually make this for me and my daughter like off rip as soon as like cold and flu season comes, and we just so happen to have some left over. So I'm also going to start taking this as well, the elderberry syrup. I don't remember exactly what other herbs I put in here, but I'm pretty sure it's elderberry, probably a little bit of catnip, and maybe there's probably one other herb in here. But whenever I formulate for my kid, I don't use a whole lot because they can't have a whole lot. Now, she is like a little bit older now, so obviously she can handle more, but she doesn't need much. So, and then I try to make sure that a lot of the things that we get through our food and what we eat. So making sure that we have a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit, juicing if necessary. I do make our own juices, but I am actually about to start just buying juice just temporarily because I don't have a lot of time in the day. And so I have to create easier ways to ensure that we get everything that we need. Obviously my preference would be to juice our juices, but if it's not a thing, it's not a thing. Just get it done. That's literally kind of where I still am. But yeah. So I can either do the French press thing, but I'm only gonna make a single cup for now. So I'm just gonna use my little tea infuser here, and I'm just gonna do like a teaspoon of this. You don't need a whole lot. Uh-oh, I'm making a mess. You don't really need a whole lot because honestly, herbs are very strong, very powerful, and they pack a huge punch. So that's about all that I'm gonna do. Is just a little teaspoon, and I am actually going to steep this because I like to use the same, pack twice. So I'm gonna steep this, drink that cup, steep it again, the same herbs that's in here a second time because they still have medicine in them. Honestly, I say steep it until the water runs clear, because at that point there's no more medicine in it. But yeah, and then just you can give it back to the earth, or I don't know, throw it away, whatever you choose to do. But this is just what I do. Yeah, so do whatever works for you. That's pretty much my motto. The other thing is I'll probably throw in a cinnamon stick just because I like to do that sometimes. Like I'll just throw in a little cinnamon stick. It's up to you though how you want to do it. If I had any lemon, I would also squeeze a little bit of lemon in there, but I don't have any lemon right now. I used my last lemon yesterday when I made sauteed shrimp, so yeah. I also have like little tea bags that I bought off Amazon. You get like 500 or something like that in a pack, but I don't remember where I put them. They're probably over there in my little herb corner where all my stuff is, but I don't feel like looking for it. So yeah, I'm gonna go and steep my water, boil my water. So lastly, to steep my water, I actually just used bottled spring water, and I put it in my tea kettle back here that's on the fire. I do have an electric kettle. It's in one of the boxes in the garage from when we moved. I honestly have not had a chance to go and look for it, and I kind of don't feel like it either because the boxes are like stacked on top of each other. So that would require me to like really take some time to maneuver everything around. But I just pour a bottle or a little bit, whatever, in the tea kettle, and I boil it, and it whistles so I know when it's done. If you don't trust yourself to do that, or if you just like super busy, I highly recommend the electric kettle because it automatically shuts off anyways, and you don't have to worry about necessarily emptying it. Like you just keep boiling the same water over and over again until it's like no more water in there after you're done. So that's just a easier, more efficient way if you're just super busy. For me, this works because typically I know how long it takes for it to boil, and so I'll be able to get to it relatively quickly. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I don't recommend using tap water with your herbs because honestly, unless you have a filtration system, you don't know what's in your water. So just, yeah, opt for bottled water. And it doesn't have to be spring water. It could be purified water, just as long as it's a clean water. You're using clean water that's drinkable. The last thing I was going to say is if you don't have a tea kettle or an electric kettle, just use a pot. Honestly, you don't have to boil your tea. You don't have to boil your water for your tea in anything fancy. Like, just get it done. So for the longest, I actually just used my little saucepan, my little sauce pot, and boiled my water there. Honestly, I would use a pan too if that's what I had. Like, the goal is just to make the medicine and get it in my system. So that's just like what I would recommend. And so, like, literally this pot, this is the pot that I would just boil water in, and I would just pour it. And you can even see like where I was boiling it, where like the water stains are. But yeah, this is a clean pot, but obviously after several years of wear and tear, that's what it looks like. But yeah, so yeah, it's actually whistling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and steep my tea before I even go and take care of the kid. Sometimes my little wooden spout thing, my little wooden handle gets hot to touch, and so I just use my little mitten thing. And so yeah, I'm going to pour the water right over the herbs, and I'm just gonna let that steep. And once I'm done taking care of my child, I will be able to have some mommy time and really just enjoy this. And I'm so excited. Like, it smells so good from the peppermint, and like even the earthiness of the nettle and the spiciness, like the warming of the ginger. I'm super excited. Ginger actually does have a little bit of a spice to it, like a little bit of a kick to it if you actually drink raw ginger, like real, like not dried ginger is what I'm trying to say. This is more like, this is dried out, obviously. But if you go to the grocery store and you get ginger root straight from the grocery store, it still like has moisture in it. But I would also cut that up or grate it. Honestly, I prefer mine grated and boil it down. And that's how my dad introduced it to me. At some point, and honestly it just kind of stuck with me for the longest, and to the point where, like, honestly I don't even mind just walking around chewing on a piece of ginger root from the grocery store. Like, it's great. Obviously the flavor and everything and the little kick is gonna probably be a lot if it's not something that you already do, but over time, like, I feel like once you learn to appreciate herbs and you learn to appreciate like medicine, actual medicine, like food grade medicine, not like, you know, chemically made medicine, which is all derived from plants too, but you know, it's not made in a lab. Once you learn to appreciate it, you don't mind the different flavors and things like that. Like, I've had some of the nastiest concoctions, but because I know what it's doing for me, I like it. Like, I'm like, oh, I can take this. This is nothing. And honestly, once you do apple cider vinegar and black seed oil shots, I feel like you could kind of handle anything. You can kind of handle anything, honestly. And I used to do that like some years ago, and I probably might reincorporate that back into my routine, honestly, because I feel like I was my healthiest then. But yeah. So I'm going to let this steep, go take care of my kid, come back, and just enjoy some mommy time. Maybe turn on some good mood music and dim my lights and just, like, rest my nervous system while I also take care of my immune system. So, yeah. I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.